Good morning and welcome to Walk the Talk webinar series. My name is Mark Rossetto and I am really pleased today to invite a good little friend of mine who we've become good friends over the last 6 months or so. Someone in Adelaide and who I've been working with doing some coaching stuff, but also realised that she is a rock star within her own space. And she's quietly confident in Adelaide. She's head down and bum up and get the work done. And when I got a call out from Kate to do some coaching, I was like, what for? Why do you need me for? Look at this. This is like your work is amazing. Your business is amazing. Like, what for? So anyway, we just tweaked a few things. But what I love about Kate is her ability to take a little idea with our brainstorming sessions that we have and take it into a whole nother space. And I use the word space specifically because not only does she have a beautiful photography space, the website is beautiful, her branding is on point, her photography style is awesome, it all suits her personality, and her brand is just brilliant. So I'm really excited to introduce to you, all the way from Adelaide, is Kate Ellis, and I'm going to spotlight your video. So you are front and center, live, and I just had to hang up on Kelly Brown. See, Kelly, sorry, Kelly, I just hung up on you. Anyway, Kate, welcome, amazing. I love you and your brand and your shooting and your style and your personality, your authenticity comes oozing out of you all the time.
Thank you.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just my big introductory over the top, but yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
I'm not going to have to fit through the door. My head's... Anyway, whatever. So
Awesome.
when Mark said, I need to talk about branding, I'm like, oh, really? What? Okay, no worries. And I really hope that I can make something that would otherwise be a little bit boring, a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to start with the basics. What is branding? So your branding is, it's what your clients think about when they think about you or your business. That's pretty simple. So, but it encompasses everything. It's everything that you are and what your business represents. So it's everything from your voicemail message and your phone manner, your business cards, the colors on your website, the language in your website, the products you offer, and even all the way through to how much you charge. So, now, I really need this to be a little bit interactive because at the moment I'm just talking at myself. So please, chat thing down. It just wigs me out when I'm just all on my own. So
Okay, so let me give you a tip. Change your view on your side so you can see all the faces.
Oh, okay.
Just, it'll make you feel better for the next half an hour.
Yeah, got it. All right.
Can you see everyone now?
Yes,
Everyone give Kate a wave, give her a nice smile. Say, good job, Kate. Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Okay, cool. So this is going to be really simple. You don't need to think too hard, even if you're still asleep. I'm going to hold up a logo and you're going to tell me what you think of, not just the name of the business. So you've got to tell me in the chat, what do you think of? Obviously, this is McDonald's. What do you think of when I say McDonald's? Are you thinking fast food, burgers, quick, unhealthy food, maybe junk food? Excellent, cool. So these are that's a truck going past, excuse me. So these are the kind of things we think about when we think about McDonald's. Now, but is McDonald's really that unhealthy or that quick, etc.? Is their burger, is a Big Mac really that different to the fancy burger down the street with the yak milk macchiato on the side and the hipster cafe that they charge $24 for? Is the burger that much different? Is it that much more unhealthy? Probably not. But because we see McDonald's and we think these things, that is their brand. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about branding. And I know you've probably seen McDonald's, they're trying to change that unhealthy brand, their brand, their unhealthy attitude towards their brand by bringing them a cafe and all the healthy choices and all that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Alrighty. So that's one. Next one.
Tiffany & Co. Yeah. That's perfect.
So Tiffany & Co. What do you think of when I say Tiffany & Co? I could have even just shown you that color. Yeah, dollars, love, Expensive. Audrey Hepburn, nice, beautiful. This is the kind of thing. So I've had a look, doing a little bit of Googling yesterday. I got onto the Tiffany website. A sterling silver bracelet's $2,000, right? Okay. Is that sterling silver bracelet that much different to a sterling silver bracelet from the boutique jeweler down on King William Road? Is it really that much more different or better product? How do they get to charge that $2,000 for a Tiffany bracelet? Well, it's got Tiffany branded on it and it comes in a blue box. And you know what's funny? This morning when I'm on Facebook, because I went on their website, I've got a sponsored post from Tiffany's now, and it said, there's nothing more beautiful than opening a blue box. It's got fucking nothing to do with the jewellery that they've got in there. Box. Oh my God. And I'm really sorry, I'm not going to swear again. So they can charge that amount of money for a sterling silver bracelet because their branding and everything that we think about them matches. Okay? All right. So what do your clients think about when they think about you? So I'm going to assume a couple of things. I'm going to assume that most of us chatting here are sort of boutique, one-person, two-person bands, studios around Australia, as opposed to your Santa portraits or your school photos and stuff. They work on high volume at a sort of price point that's not going to change too much. So they make more money by bringing more people through their door. The way we're in more money is a combo of the two. We bring more people in and we charge as much as we can. So I'm going to assume that in basic terms, we can all understand that the more we can charge, the more we can get clients, and conversely, the more money we're going to make, right? Okay.
Exactly.
It's just told me my internet is unstable. Am I right?
Yeah, it went a bit fuzzy, but that's all right. It's coming back. It is a bit funny. It is a bit funny, but it's awesome. It's okay.
Are we okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh-oh.
It's a bit shaky.
Good? All right.
Yeah. It's kind of going in and out a little bit. Oh,
fabulous. Yeah, my internet is not that great. We okay?
Yeah, just keep going. Let's see. I can hear you all, so.
All right, cool. So I'm going to assume that we would all be perfectly happy to make more money. So therefore, increasing what we can charge our clients is a good thing, right? So there's two things that determine our ability to charge for our product or service, regardless of whether the product or service changes at all. So the first thing is our self-worth. And that beast is something you guys need to deal with on your own. But the second thing is our brand. So those two things, our self-worth and our brand, is what gives us the ability to charge what we charge. So to continue the examples of earlier, if McDonald's suddenly started charging $24 for a Big Mac, what would that make you think about McDonald's? That's automatically. A Big Mac is now $24 instead of $9 or whatever it is. We're going to start thinking, shit, that's a really expensive, crappy burger, right? We're not going to think suddenly the burger's rip-off. Yeah, not good value. So we're going to start thinking that it's not a suddenly amazing burger because it's $24. It's a shitty burger that's overpriced because the rest of their branding and what we think about McDonald's isn't congruent with what they're charging for that burger. Does that make sense? Yeah, cool.
Crystal clear.
Yeah, excellent. So what would happen if Tiffany & Co., that $2,000 bracelet, what if it's $49 now? What happens?
Seems like there's something wrong with it.
Exactly.
Tiffany & Co.
Exactly, right? And nothing's changed. It's the same bracelet. So what happens if Tiffany & Co. changes their logo? They changes their colour. Let's say they suddenly no longer green, they're yellow because they're bored. They don't like their logo anymore. What happens if their email address is tiffanyandco@gmail.com? What if the only way we can find Tiffany & Co. is through Facebook? They don't even have a website. Do you see what all these little changes are doing? It's the same bracelet. It's just the branding is changing. Does that make sense?
Perfect. It's awesome.
And I'm just looking at price points here. That's the only thing that I'm changing. Oh dear. Okay, so it's just the perception of the product that's changed, not the product. Tiffany & Co. are no longer selling that bracelet for $2,000, I can assure you. Yeah? Cool.
Yep.
So your brand is an ever-changing and evolving beast, just like you are as humans and your business and all those sorts of things. So I wanted to chat a little bit about how I've got to where I'm at and how I'm really happy with what I'm doing in my brand and all that sort of thing. So very early on, I knew that I wanted a couple of things out of my business. I wanted to work school hours. I wanted to work 9 till 3, and I wanted to work Monday and Friday. No Saturdays, Mark. No Saturdays or Sundays for that matter.
Yeah. There's a long story with that. That's okay.
So that's what I wanted to do. And what's going to fit well within that sort of thing? Newborn photography. So I wasn't necessarily drawn to newborn photography to start with. I was drawn to what I wanted to get out of my business. Of course, I love newborn photography, and it's sort of evolved from there. But that's where I started. And when I started shooting, I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? I obviously, oh, look, that's pretty, and I've got to pose the baby, and we've got to do all this, lots of photoshopping, and everything's got to be perfect. Little fingers have got to be here, and I've got to use the swings and the baskets and the flowers and the props. Oh my God, the props. I had to buy all the stuff. But I found it really hard to sell. You know, the imagery, and I probably wasn't very good at it either, because it was just, I came across a whole lot of problems. First of all, my imagery looked like everybody else's. There was nothing to determine that that's a Kate Ellis baby in a basket as opposed to somebody else's baby in a basket. There was nothing that set me apart.
Or do you know what I like to call them?
What?
Baby aerials.
Baby aerials, yeah.
Baby aerials, because it's an aerial shot of a baby and it's just put in another something.
Exactly. And even now they've got the digital backdrops now. You just pluck the baby out and put it on a different backdrop, which is awesome. And I'm not saying there is not a market for this. There absolutely is. If you're doing it beautifully and your branding all fits in perfect, and you can sell it. But I couldn't sell it because I didn't believe in it and I didn't like it myself. So my imagery looked like everybody else's. It took too long. I only had 9 to 3 in a day. I don't have 4 hours for a newborn shoot. It just doesn't work with what I want to do. And I didn't believe in it. It just didn't float my boat. It's just not what I wanted to produce. So I knew if I was going to sell my work for the amount that I needed to charge for it, I needed to believe in it. Something needed to change. And this is where I need you to just bear with me for a second, because I'm going to talk about a concept called wabi-sabi. I don't know if anyone has ever heard of this. It's just this random thing. It's a Japanese philosophy. It's rooted in Zen Buddhism, and it explores the concept that life isn't perfect, that life is messy and impermanent and broken and short, and it celebrates the imperfect nature of the human condition. Now, that's all very hippie herbal, but it makes sense when I bring it in, because that's what I wanted to show with my imagery. That's what floats my boat. I'm not necessarily drawn to photography as such, but I am drawn to this human connection and how the family unit evolves and becomes this amazing thing. If I can sell that. I can sell that so many times over because I love it and I'm passionate about that. But how do I transfer that into the imagery and my brand and things like that? Especially when my website was full of baby aerials and things like that. It wasn't congruent. So just over time, I started with every shoot that I did from there. I went, okay, this is what I want to shoot. So I just slowly started changing my portfolio over so that every time I'd put something new up, it was what I can shoot and what I love to shoot. And as I'm chatting to clients about how, they want flaky skin edited off, why? That baby's only going to have that flaky skin for another 3 days. They're never going to have that again. Why do you want it photoshopped out? Embrace the wrinkles even, like showing a mum that actually a bit of grey hair isn't the end of the world, is just for her to go, oh, actually, yeah, that's me now. You don't want to be showing your grandkids a Photoshop version of you with no belly when you were 10 days postpartum, when your daughter is having their grandchild, you've got a belly, but you didn't in those photos, and you say, that's because I was photoshopped. It's not going to work. I'm rambling now. Okay. So slowly over time, I just changed what I presented to the world, essentially. So here's 6 quick tips on how to, because sometimes I found that we get stuck in these, I call it the shiny things. Oh, I love that prop or whatever. And you get wound up in what other people are doing, and you're not following what you want to do and what works for you guys. So this is what I did. I shot what I wanted to shoot, and that's all I showed. So yes, of course, I still have clients who bring along stuff. That still happens. I photograph that. That's totally fine. But what I put out to the world is only the stuff that I can shoot every single time and that I want to shoot more of. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Consistency. So I'm ridiculously consistent in every aspect of my business, from my emails, the information on my website, the way I talk to people on the phone, the way, and especially the way I edit. So every single image is as consistent as I can possibly get it. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Because I'm sure we're all sitting in these, what we feel like is little markets, especially here in Adelaide. Nobody wants anything new. They want what they had and what they had and what they had. So being consistent is really, really important. The language that I use in my website and in my emails, it's not perfect. It's not designed to be perfect. I want people to know that this is like coming to a home. It's a home away from home, one they don't need to clean up. They can just bring their baby here, and it just makes them feel relaxed. And that's hopefully comes across in my website and my emails and the way I talk to people on the phone as well. Here's a big one. What you charge. So the amount that I charge, it's really easy to be forgiven for thinking that because the way I do things, it's really simple, that I'm also cheap. But in my world, cheap is an insult. I don't want to be, the last thing I want to be known as is cheap. I want people to go, that was so worth it, no matter what they spent. It was so worth it because of the way they felt, because they were transported back to that connection, not necessarily because the image itself is beautiful or amazing or anything like that, but because they're transported back to the way they felt when that image was taken. Okay, then it also transposes into the products that you offer. So I can't offer acrylics with the bolts in the corner. I just can't do that because it's not congruent with my brand. I can't offer glossy stuff because it's not what my people come to me for. So I have lots of timbers and organic stuff and little jewelry boxes and nice little stuff, but it's all things that I believe in, that I love and that I can sell, and that appeals to the people who come to me because they're drawn to the imagery that I produce and what I put out there. And lastly, the studio space. So it all needs to be congruent with your brand. It's all going to balance in. I have a studio space that's not in my home. This is like a shop front, I guess you'd say. And I'll give you a little tour in a moment if you want. But that also helps me just bring my brand up a little bit so that it's congruent with what I charge, if that makes sense. And it all sort of fits in this seamless little bubble of, they know what they're going to get. And I'm always very open with the amount that I charge as well. Most of my pricing is on my website, and I'm very, very open. Everybody needs to download my full print product guide and have a look at what they want to do with their images before they're even in front of the camera. So it's all just very homely and nice, and it's just a really lovely experience for them. That's the idea. So what I want my clients to think about when they think of my brand is natural, organic, simple, high quality. It's not cheap, but it's so worth it. That's it. Oh, that's it for me talking at you, but I do have stuff. Do you want to see stuff?
Yeah, I want to see some stuff.
Some stuff. So I didn't want to start with like your business cards and stuff like that because that's not your brand. That's the visual connection between your client and your brand. So, but lots of people get, your brand is your logo. It's not your logo. Anyway, so again, I keep everything really, really simple. I have a stamp, very exciting.
Very cool.
Okay, this is just like a rubber stamp that I use to stamp on my white bags and things like that. It's just you just get a little carving tool, and anyway, it's not that hard. That's a mega stamp because paying somebody to make a stamp like that is easy.
What is it? What is it? You've lost half of us. We're getting lots of confused faces. What is it again?
It's a stamp.
It's a stamp.
It's a stamp.
As a birth photographer.
Oh, it looks like a vagina. Is that what you two were laughing at? I'm sitting there going, they're either confused or they're finding it funny.
Yeah. I'm not a birth photographer. We're all good.
Yeah, you put your vagina everywhere. And that's just awesome. That's just awesome.
Have you got the bag there? Have you got the bag there to show us with the stamp on it?
Oh, yeah, you want to? Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. I'll have to run out back. Yeah?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You go. You run.
I just see the visual, of the bag done.
Yeah, I totally lost what she was talking about as well. I'm like stamp, bad. Where does that? How does that? She's never shown me that before, so I'm like, I can't even help you.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Because I'm in the middle of trying to do this myself because I've just bought my bags. I'm trying to work out whether I do a stamp, whether I do a sticker.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm at.
I didn't think this would be the thing that got.
Yeah, it's really hard to find stuff like this and expensive.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry it looks like a fanny, but it doesn't want it stamped. So
hairy.
Yeah, probably wanted that. All right. Goodness. So this is just like the ink pad. It's not going to be perfect because I don't have my desk and stuff. Bag.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be messy. Just squish it down. This is going to look like shit. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it does. And it stamps on there. Do you see that?
We get the idea. That's pretty cool.
Just a really simple way to brand stuff up. So
Okay.
stamps are awesome. The other thing I've got is I'm never going to be able to look at my logo again the same way. Okay, so this is an embossing tool. So in here, hang on, I'll show you what it does. Oh, I can't see. So you squish your piece of paper. Oh my God, this is really hard to show. No, you can't see it.
No, you can't see it. We get the idea though. It's kind of like a blind emboss, yeah?
Oh, yeah, it's a blind.
This one thought that was a speculum. She's in the birth suite too much.
You've had too many births in your life.
Hey, did you guys go out for coffee or did you have a drink? I'm really not too sure. It's only like 10 o'clock here.
Okay, so
Let's just go with coffee for now.
Shut up, you two.
okay, so and I've got little timber business cards that are built on timber. I don't know if you can see that. And
Yeah.
And little bits and bobs and stuff. So that's the stuff.
Yeah, cool.
There's not lots of it, and I haven't spent heaps of money because it, again, I don't want it to seem polished, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It needs to seem homely and inviting and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And most of my clients go, oh, I love your soft little feathers. They're feathers, guys, not a fanny.
Feathers not funny. Hey, can you show us? Do you want to share your special gift that you give to people, or do you want to keep that to yourself? No, keep it to yourself. That's all right. Don't worry about it. I didn't mention anything. Oh well, I didn't want her to spoil her secrets. All right. Okay.
I'm here. Alrighty. So at the very end,
Wait. Do you know what? Wait, I'll stop the recording here because let's not share this with anybody else. So I just want to quickly say, wait. I'm just going to do a wrap up to wrap up. Thank you so much, Kate, for coming along. That was awesome. Kate's about to show us her top secret that I just don't want anyone else to see. So this recording is over. Bye.